Hello and welcome again to Ashworld Tech. This is Ashish Sharma and you are watching this video under Ash Talk series part 2 and in this video I will talk about history, not the one that we have lived but the one we study. The history that is taught in Indian schools is not Indian history at all. It is India through the lens of Britain. Do you know that Imperial England used history as a tool for suppressing Indians? In 1868, Max Muller, the famous Indologist, wrote to the Duke of Argyll. He was then the Secretary of State of India, and these words are from his letter. I'm quoting: India has been conquered once, but India must be conquered again, and the second conquest should be a conquest by education. This is this is British custom made in history to suit their purpose. We were taught that it was the invasion of Alexander that civilized us. The Shakas, the Kushans were all good for India, for the natives. The invasion of Muhammad bin Qasim, the Goris, the Tughlaqs, the Lodhis, the Mughals were all good for the India, for the natives. So and the Akbar was great. Then what about Raja Man Singh? He was the Rajput commander of Akbar's army, and he helped Akbar the Great, so-called Great, to extend his empire. So why aren't we studying Raja Man Singh enough? Because he was an Indian and British were not comfortable to endorsing him. Here's a question: why our history books still so selective? Our books mention Newton but conveniently shrink passages on the 6th century mathematician Brahmagupta. Indians are not taught that it was their own who first developed the numericals 1 to 9 and 0. Our history books have no mention of Vedic maths or how India inspired the world and how the world learned from the Hindu agricultural practices and how ancient India was the world's most favored trading nation. Textbooks are still not free of British influence. It is not just about the Indian history, but the world history we study also reeks of strong British bias. Take World War II for example. Our books glorify British and American troops in World War II. What about Indians who fought in British Army? What Western historians also do not realize that the turning point of World War II is the defeat of Nazi army in Russia. Britishers can go ahead and hide this from their students, but why are we? India is still in the shackles of British Raj. I will give you some more examples under point number 3, and that is society. Our institutions are still living with a colonial hangover. The elected parliamentarians of independent India say "I" and "no" while voting in the House. And have you ever noticed the attire of the Darwans standing beside the Speaker of the Lok Sabha and the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha? Colonial. Judges in India are still referred as my lord and your honor and lordship. And I don't even want to get started on how our judicial system with all the paperwork is so British. And do you know the use of Sahayaks and Sevadars in Indian Army? There's been so much hue and cry about it. We are still following the British education system. We do not give our children the freedom to innovate something. They are just enslaved by the grades, the test scores, the marks, percentage. So the point I'm making is very simple. India has achieved a lot. No one can take away that from us. But some Indians still needs to break free. Jai Hind.